Overall, how do you think your timing has been with Carson this season?
I mean, we haven't connected on much on many deep because of different situations, and obviously it's something we'd like to do.
Do you think the criticism of you in some ways is unfair from the general perception?
Man, I'm a professional. I know I work hard, and at the end of the day, no one feels sorry for me, and they don't need to. I'm in this position because I'm a tough player and I'm a tough person, and I'm just gonna keep on fighting.
Malcolm said that there isn't one thing that went on in that game that can't be fixed. Do you agree with him? And what can you fix in the offense? 10 points in a game like that is unacceptable, I would think.
Well, you can find ways to eliminate turnovers. Something as simple as protecting the football. We got guys that are running hard every time. We always want to make a guy miss and fight for extra yards. Sometimes just you secure the football and you dive forward and you just take what's given to you. When you want to make more plays, mistakes can happen that way. And I think I'm obviously somebody that tried to make a play in the Detroit game. I turned around without securing the ball, and the ball slips out my hand on a fumble. And I could have just caught it and fell. So it happens like that.
Just to clarify one more time on the long ball, the thing that people are looking at and saying that they don't think you made an effort or whatever, it was just because you didn't see the ball in time, right?
Well, when I located the ball, all I could do from that point on was dig. Was to try to run as hard as I can, and I was running, and I do not feel like I was in position with the way my stride was to leave my feet. And for those that think that they would have done that, I think that that's respect to them. I've asked one of the best deep ball players in Deshaun Jackson what I could have done to be better, and he said, Nelly, if you see it earlier, you may be able to run under it perfectly. And it is what it is. Everybody's going to have their opinion because that play was a play that we should have connected on. We'd have loved to connect on. We lost the football game, so you're going to highlight whatever you need to highlight when you lose a game, and I respect that.
How's the communication between the receivers and Carson?
It's good because at the end of the day, no one plays blame on that play. Carson did the best job he could to give me a chance. He was under pressure when he let the ball go. I ran a route, I should have sped it up maybe. Didn't having a feel of that eternal clock like, hey, he might have to get rid of this. So I don't have time to sell so much of the other fake. Maybe it's a one-stepper and run across, eyes up, and find it. So when you watch tape, you learn from that. And as everybody's giving their opinion, I hope, I learn more, only to get better.
How surprised are you that
When he released the ball, do you think it was a touchdown?
Well, like I said, we're on two different pages in terms of when I saw it. He had to release it when he had to release it, and I was still trying to defeat the man that was in front of me, the deeper safety. I'm running at a safety that's 25 yards deep in the post, and I'm running vertical, rerouting from a linebacker, still speed to him, selling the fake, then trying to run across the field. If I could do it again, I would have had a little bit more urgency to speed that up. So my quarterback's going to throw it. He's going to throw plays that he wants to be touchdowns, and that's what's supposed to happen. He gave me a shot, and I would say the same thing. I think if it's in the air, it should be touchdowns for us. We just didn't connect.
How surprised are you that even without Deshaun out there, your leading receivers are 2, 3, 4 catches a game?
I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, we got to be better. We take ownership and go from there.
After two tough losses, how do you make sure that this team doesn't reach a tipping point? What are your emotions for that right now?
Most important thing is to stay in the fight. That's something I'll do. I'm going to stay in the ring the whole time, keep on punching, keep working. My confidence doesn't, waver at all in terms of, what it takes to, to win football games. It's practicing hard, having great focus, and then executing on game day.
Do you think every player in this locker room has that fight right now?
I believe that we're coached by a really good coach that's going to prepare everybody that way. I know him, Mike Groh, my receiver coach, they've done a good job with me so that I'm that way, and I think other people will be the same.
Nelson, you had different travails in your career, earlier in your career, and you got through them. What do you go back to now to kind of, get you through whatever struggles you may be facing this year?
Honestly, you just keep fighting. I went into that game versus Dallas very confident and ready to play fast and make plays. And I watched that tape, and I thought I played very hard. And I would have liked to have connected on a play that we missed on, but it is what it is. But I didn't leave that game with the lack of confidence in my ability or my skill set. Yeah. I thought I made plays in that game, in the passing game and in the running game, and, only can build on those.
When you guys watch all the deep ball throws, when you've been watching them over the course of the last several weeks, and we all know the numbers, they're not particularly good, what do you think is the one thing that's kind of
keeping those ones from hitting?
They're different situations.
Yeah.
Every single one's been a different situation. You know, we don't talk about penalties and stuff like that. It's not something you want to talk about. But you have some contact downfield that disrupts a play, you know, and, you know, quarterback's hurried. You know, he tries to give you a shot. You know, and the last one, you know, was what it was. It's so hard because we understand where we are. You know, people want the results. People want it to be completed, just like I want to, just like the quarterback wants to. But different situations have put us in position where that wasn't the case. But does that mean that we can't do it? No, because we've done it already. We've done it before. We've proven we can connect deep, and we're going to continue to work on that. And I'm going to stay in the fight and try to make those plays for him.
You mentioned that Deshaun sort of gave you some tips when you guys were out. Was it when you were watching the film back?
Yeah, I called him. The Monday.
Okay.
Then I talked to him in meetings, and I just talked about the different situations. And he's like, you know, Nelly, you know, if you see it, you get under it better. You know, and then, you know, with Mike Groh's talking about my footwork at the top. He says, you know, this is, you know, textbook route the way we draw it, but sometimes you have to have an internal clock. You have to know when you can break out and things like that. So that's just me trying to detail the route to give a detail of it. But at the end of the day, you got to connect. Nothing else matters. The rest of the world sees one thing only. It's either catch or incompletion. So we want to get a catch, and we have a big play.
How vocal has Deshaun been while he's been out? How much has he tried to help you guys out?
He's doing an amazing job, especially with me. He's always in my ear. He's always, you know, reminding me about ways to get better as a player. And he's, you know, he's taking care of his body, and he's there. You know, he's being a true pro.
I guess the confusing thing from the outside looking in is it's not like you haven't done this before. You've been a deep threat for this team, especially in 2017. So what do you attribute, like, the disconnect this year? Because there's been a few examples where the ball's gone deep downfield. You just haven't connected.
Have we? If you've done the same thing I've done, you've watched the tape, and what have you seen on multiple
The
situations?
Minnesota game, it looked like you got covered.
And then when we go and play the Jets, we have like a fence defense, kind of almost like a zero. I run a post through the middle. What did you see in my gate when I was running with 22 right there?
I would need to look back at that one. I don't know how
Yeah,
that one.
well, there was contact on that play. I tried to fight through contact. I was running a skinny post, fight through contact. Quarterback has to do what he has to do to get rid of the ball. You know, he got guys bearing down to it. His thing is to give a shot and get rid of it. And, you know, with that being the case, we just couldn't connect on that. Then we run a double move in that same Jets game. You know, I run a double move. We did get illegal contact called, and we didn't complete on that. So that's 3 of the 4 or 5, you know, and then last game he boots out, he's trying to get rid of it, you know, I watched the tape, you know, he had to hurry a bit, he had pressure, he got rid of it. I'm running more of a controlled route. I have to close the cushion on a safety, I have to move a guy, then I have to sprint across field, and it's crazy because if everybody watched the tape the way you watch the tape, you never want to have an excuse, but there's a reason for everything. And me saying all that, I also want to say, no one cares.
No, I get that.
You got to complete. You got to complete the ball.
That's
No
why
one
I'm asking
cares.
for the reasons.
No one cares, and no one wants to hear me talk about the excuses. And I don't even want to talk about
That's not
excuses
fair.
because, like, I want to complete the ball. You know, I want to be the guy that makes the play, and that's what we got to do from here on out.
How have you guys handled the last couple of days, not just with the loss, but with the reports coming out and Lane saying what he's saying about being at meetings on time, and how much has this been addressed the last couple of days?
Well, we just got to work a few hours ago. Yesterday was day off. Today was, you know, just about getting to the film, making corrections, getting our minds right for this week. You know, starting the introduction on the Bills, but not much talk about any of that.
How important is accountability, though, for this team at this point?
I mean, accountability is important for anything, any successful organization outside of sports. Both an individual to themselves, but also to the team. But I think, you know, anything when it comes to accountability starts with those in leadership positions, starts at the top, and then it's trickled down and executed and carried on and perpetuated by the team.
So as someone in a leadership position, how do you make sure that this defense specifically maybe doesn't reach that tipping point?
Well, I think that at the end of the day, you know, it's just about preparation and playing hard. And for me, at least, one of the things that I have a pet peeve about is when I see guys, you know, that don't play hard or are afraid or don't have confidence, and I don't see that. And so, you know, we can always work on technique. We can always work on, you know, tackling or whatever, seeing things aligning right. But the effort and fight is unacceptable, and we don't have that problem. And so, to me, anything or everything that's going on can be fixed.
And getting back to the first question about the roster moves, now in 2 weeks you guys have cut Zach Brown, Scandrick, and Akeem Spence, 3 guys with a lot of experience in the league. And yesterday you signed 2 D tackles off of practice squads. Do you feel like the team is shifting from those veteran players to younger players?
I don't know. You gotta ask. Yeah, you gotta ask Howie on it.
Fair enough.
So you said effort hasn't been an issue the last 2 weeks. So what do you think has been the problem?
I mean, well, we started the game with 2 turnovers, put our defense in a bad situation. I thought, there were small things in the run game that we ended up getting corrected throughout the game. Really just small alignment problems that allowed their offensive line to double team some of our D linemen, get guys out of gaps, and then Zeke's hitting it and he's in the secondary running, full speed. So we got to be able to help out our D line. And get some of those double teams off of them so they can eat up front. Other than that, I thought we limited, the big play for the most part. They had one double move right before the half. But for the most part, I thought we competed well. I thought Zeke ran the ball really, really well. Fell forward almost every single time. That's what makes him hurt.
Malcolm, missed tackles happen all the time, especially in the open field. Did you feel like you guys have always been very good at swarming to the ball? Did you feel like that was an issue this game?
I think the only missed tackle that there wasn't a follow-up, defender to beat her was probably the first touchdown to that Orlando Scandrick missed. But but that was, it's a short yardage call. We're selling out on, quarterback keeping option. So that's really a one-on-one tackle that he's got to make in space against one of the more elusive guys in the league. At this point, there's not much to coach about that. It's just, you got to find a way to get him on the ground. But obviously, that's a lot easier said than done. We felt like, we watched the tape. Zeke fell forward almost, every time. But I think that's more, hats off to him for running the ball the way he does. It takes more than one guy to get him on the ground. It's just a load. That's what he does. So, for us, it's about getting as many hats to the football as we can. Because for us, it was a few opportunities we felt like we could have got some tackles for loss or some negative plays and found a way to, turn it into a gain of 2, 3, 4.
Is this locker room as ticked off as it needs to be right now?
No, we're all just chilling.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We got a lot of prideful guys. I don't think anybody's, feeling good about where we are. I think everybody's taking a hard look at themselves, and we'll see how we respond. Tomorrow in practice.
How about third down defense? They were, I think, 57%, and that doesn't include the penalties. What do you guys need to do to get them off the field? Any team?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing on third down is penalties. We've given up a lot of first downs on third down to penalties, so cutting that out. Even though I thought some of the penalties in this one were a little ticky-tack.
The hands to the face?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They call it. It was a holding on or pass interference on Razul that, was questionable, but some of those they earn, some of them we give them. So I think the biggest thing is taking out those penalties. That helps a lot, and then finding ways to just get off the field.
Nigel, how badly do you want to come back this week? It being the Buffalo Bills and a place where you spent time in your career.
It's obviously a passionate week for me. To have the opportunity to play against the Bills and a place where I started, where I was drafted, and really help build my own legacy and career. And it'd be exciting to go back there, man, and be in front of the fans and some of my old teammates. This will actually be the first time since I left.
So what are the emotions that come to mind when you think about how your career started there in Buffalo?
It wasn't a bad start. I think I didn't end up starting until like week 6 my rookie year. And it was actually against the 49ers. And Frank Gore was the running back at that time at the 49ers. And that's how I ended up earning my first spot. I was able to just, have a good game and made some good tackles and good hits on a couple of running backs in that game. So I think it'd be cool, man. It'd be cool to be able to have that opportunity to be able to get out there and feel that energy and where it all started.
What was the atmosphere like?
It's a great environment, honestly. The fans are crazy loud. It was a cool place to be. It wasn't too much to do. It was different, a lot different. But it wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. It was just more of a chill place with not too much going on.
How would you compare it here to Philadelphia?
It's Philly is like a whole nother world compared to Buffalo. It's like Buffalo is like its own country or something. Like it's not even a part of America at some point. It feels like during those times, the snowy winters. I've been through some of the worst winters up there. And Philly, man, just having an opportunity to be here, being able to embrace the fans here, and see it's a big difference between our fans here and their fans there. They both are passionate, but we got a lot more eagerness to us and a lot more gritty and toughness. I feel like our fans obviously fit my style a lot more.
How difficult is it balancing the urgency to want to come back, knowing how big a game this is, not just for you personally, emotionally, but for the team in the standings and your health status to make sure that you're good that there's still 9 games, the rest of the season?
We still got a lot of time ahead of us, and the opportunity we have to be able to, we one game out of the NFC East first place, so I mean it's not over for us, and we know that. We've been in this situation before, and I mean we know what we got to do, man. It's just got to be able to put our head down, just grind each and every week. And honestly, I think that's when we at our best, when our backs against the wall. So it brings out the best in this team. So I think we're gonna be fine, man. I think it's a great situation to be in. Obviously not the best, not what we wanted, but we in it. So now let's handle our situation, the best way we know how.
How much can you draw from last year alone, being able to rally when times seemed like you guys were out, able to fight back and scratch and claw your way to make the playoffs?
You can rally a lot from that. Like you said, it was just a year ago. It's pretty much the same team with a couple new additions. And when you have that opportunity to be able to, just put your back against the wall, and you've been in those situations before, and you know what type of guys you have in the locker room, you know what you can expect. You know you're going to get the best out of each and every person in here to be able to get back and get these wins and go on the road.
Where are you at in your rehab right now? Are you hoping that you'll be able to play?
Of course. We're going day to day right now, and that's all I can do is just try to get better every day.